Hi guys, CodeTutor here and my name is Anil Deshpande. In the previous videos, we have discussed about various launch modes like singleTop, singleTask and singleInstance and how the taskAffinity can be used to slightly change the behavior of singleTask and singleInstance. If you observe the common thing across all the discussions that we have had before, it is basically we have done the declaration of the launch modes in the manifest file. However, sometimes we would like to control the launch mode at the runtime. But the problem with declaring the launch mode in the manifest file is it cannot be edited at the runtime. So how do we go about manipulating the launch mode at the runtime? The solution is a new concept called as intent flags. In this video, we will discuss about some of the commonly used intent flags to control the launch modes of an activity. Android defines some integer flags which can be used to control the launch mode of an activity. The flag activity singleTop basically helps you to mimic singleTop launch mode, and in the same way flag activity new task will help you to mimic the singleTask launch mode. In case of singleInstance, we don't have a corresponding flag, and in case of flag activity clear top, we don't have a corresponding launch mode. Now the question is how to use the launch modes while writing the code. If you recall, basically the way to start a new activity is to create an intent by passing two arguments. The first argument is the current activity and the second argument is the class which is implementing the target activity, and then you pass that intent to start the activity. The only difference now to apply these flags is there is a method called as setFlags, and you have to use that particular method and pass the integer argument corresponding to a particular launch mode. In this case, I am passing intent.flagActivity new task, and if you observe, the setFlags is a plural. So basically that means is you can apply multiple flags. To do that, you have to OR the integer constants. So what it basically means is intent flag activity new task and use a OR operator, append it with the any new flag that you want to append it with. In this case, flag activity clear top. Enough of theory, let us get down to demo. We are coming to this particular code after a long time, wherein we have a base activity. Base activity contains a method called as start activity, which is being used across all activities. This is one of the commonly used design patterns to create a base activity, and all other activities will extend this particular base activity. It just helps you to keep the some of the common functionalities in a single place. Right now, if you go to the manifest file, it doesn't have any launch mode. Now what I want to do is, if activity is activity B, I want to change its launch mode. What I will check is if target activity class equals activity B dot class, then I will add a flag to the intents. So set flags flag singleTop. So now I expect my activity B to behave in a singleTop manner. So let me run this. And I start B, and if I try to click B again, B will not be started because it is on top. If I start C and then start D, no problem. If I once again try to start B, a new instance of B gets created and is put on top of the task. So this is a standard behavior that you typically see in the singleTop launch mode. Now what I will do is I will put the manifest file launch mode as singleTop and go back to the base activity and modify the flag as singleTask. So for that, I have a new task and OR it with the intent.flag clear top. Basically what I want to check is if I keep the intent flag as a single task behavior in the manifest file, if it is singleTop, then whether the code that I have written in the base activity will override the behavior. So let me run this. So you can observe that the activity A got launched, and now if I start activity B, the activity B got launched. After starting activity C and D, if I launch activity B, we are observing that the number of activities got reduced. So basically it proves whatever the flags that you set in the code, that will typically override launch mode in the manifest file. However, this is not always the case. So let me make the launch mode as singleInstance, but in code I am still launching it as a single task. Now let us see whether it will act as a single task or a single instance. Activity A has got started. Let me start activity B. You can observe that a new task got created. On top of B, if I start activity C, it is not getting added to the task containing activity B. So it is not safe to assume that flags that you set in the intent will always override launch mode declared for a particular activity in the manifest file. But instead of single instance, if I had kept it as a single top, it was still working perfectly fine. As per my understanding, based on the behavior that we see here, we can infer that Android maintains some kind of a priority order in which the flag can override the launch mode in the manifest file. Probably single instance has got higher priority, and if it is declared as a single instance in the launch mode, it cannot be overridden. However, single top has got lesser priority than the single task, or you can say precedence, whatever the word that you want to use. If single task flag is applied, then it will override the launch mode single top declared in the manifest file. I did try to find out whether any documentation explicitly mentions this, but I was not able to find it. But this is the behavior that I have seen. I suggest that you feel free to explore, and if you find out something, please leave it in the comment section below so that it can be helpful to me and anybody who will visit this particular video. With this, we basically end the discussion about the activities, tasks, and stacks that was happening for quite some time. In the next video, I will meet you with another new topic and another new discussion. That brings us to the end of this particular video. Don't forget to like, comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye.